and welcome to the JfG Podcast. It's episode 246. My name's Alex. I'm joined by my good friend Ash, as ever. There he is.
I'm
Hello,
right
Ash.
here, buddy. Hey, buddy. How's it going? You good?
I'm all right, as well as can be expected at this point, buddy.
We're
How
not
about
ill,
you?
so we're we're still going strong. Apparently,
Flying along.
We're at the peak right now of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you would say that because we don't know when it's going to end, but we're at the peak.
We're at
Just
this peak.
Yeah, 246. That's the peak.
That's the peak
of us. It's all downhill from
the
now on.
podcast. Yeah, absolutely. Which seems impossible, and yet here we are.
Yeah, I know, right? So, but I mean, what you been doing?
Ash, I've been working out of my bedroom. And
You're working out of your bedroom
playing video games in the
Playing some
evening.
video games.
I've occasionally walked around that park that I can literally see from my window because I don't have a garden of any kind. I didn't stop. I'm not allowed.
You're not allowed to stop.
I'm only out there for exercise. You're not exercising by stopping.
It's true.
That's not an Olympic event. Stopping. So obviously neither's dog walking, but it's closer. It's closer.
I guess it's closer than stopping. Yeah,
It's closer than stopping, and there's the name for the show.
Yeah,
I'm all right. I've just been playing video games. Really, I've been playing a lot of Wheeltown. I've got a lot to talk about. Lots of exciting things. That's about it, really. I'm going to talk about some games. I have nothing else to report. My stocks are still relatively high, so I haven't had to contact any of my suppliers this week, buddy. But as we head towards the weekend, I may well be placing another meat order with the good folks in Edinburgh.
Nice.
Looks like they've got some chicken in now.
Oh, lovely.
Had some ostrich burgers the other night, and I have to say they were very, very nice.
Nice, buddy.
Quite impressed. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go to Aldi tomorrow to do my weekly shop. Going to do my weekly shop tomorrow at the shop.
Yeah.
It's difficult with a family of 5. They I do spend £100 on a weekly shop one week, and then it's gone by the next week. I'm like, fuck, where's that gone? That's £100.
That's money.
Isn't it? Yeah, that happens. So got to do it all again. So yeah, I'm looking forward to braving it in the shop tomorrow. I'll tool myself up as always.
And your boiler suit and your axe and your slingshot.
Yeah, sidekick.
Yep.
Companion.
And goggles with windscreen wipers that you operate on a string on either arm, like mittens where they've got the string on them so they don't get lost coming through the coat. Like that, but you sort of like a sort of Spider-Man type thing, but it operates little windscreen wipers on your goggles so you can stay hermetically sealed.
I think it would be better to, obviously in the shop you need to use your hands if you did it on your feet, right? Because then when you walk...
Windscreen wipers on your feet?
No, the windscreen wipers are on your face, but the string's on your feet. So when you walk, that's when it wipes.
I like that.
Yeah, so when it's raining...
When you walk, it wipes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's raining outside and you're running, it's going faster.
Higher speed, just naturally.
It just makes sense, really.
The wetter it is, the faster you need to go. That's because you want to get out of the rain.
Just like driving.
Just like driving. The wetter it is, the faster you should go. Yes, absolutely right.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, I've done nothing. I painted some more walls. That was cool.
Nice.
And that was my weekend. Apart from that, buddy,
lovely.
Been playing some games. So
absolutely, buddy.
Probably talk about some games, I guess, right now.
Absolutely. I mean, before we head in there, though, I'd just like to ask if you don't mind, of course, exactly what it is you're drinking this evening, buddy.
This evening, buddy, I'm on the Amber Adder. This is Lidl's, in-house craft beer, I guess. It's from Halfwood. It's fine. It was like £3.50 for 4 large cans. I was like, I will do that.
That is cheap.
Yeah, I will do that. So I did. And yeah, it's all right. It's like a amber beer. It's got subtle hints of toffee or something. I don't know what. Some sort of je ne sais quoi.
It's got certain you don't know what. Well, fair enough there, buddy.
Indeed. Yeah, that's all right. I'll drink it, though. It's 5%. So what about you, buddy? You still ploughing through your... How many? Was it 10 litres?
It was 10 litres, buddy, and the elective word there is was, because that beer is gone. That beer is gone.
That disappeared. Nice.
So the answer to that particular conundrum, buddy, is 6 days. 6 days is how
6
long
days?
It took me to get through 10 litres of beer.
That's pretty good going.
I don't think that's too bad.
That's all right.
It was 18.8 pints in 6 days.
That's nothing. That's like 3 pints a day.
Yeah, a little bit more, but pretty much. Yeah,
easily done.
It's not bad, is it? Considering that includes quiz night and game night.
But that's 10 pints. Minimum.
Exactly. It was quite heartbreaking when I finally took the bag out the box, because I was like, the bag's got to be only like half full at this point, so I'll get rid of the box, get a bit more space in the fridge, And there was only a dribble in there, and I was very upset. But anyway,
sad face.
Went to the shop at the weekend, bought a load of items. That was on Sunday.
You went to the shop.
It's now the local shop, the local supplier, buddy,
for local people. Got you.
For local people, we'll have no trouble here. We bought stuff. It was Sunday. It's now Wednesday, so we've quarantined that stuff for 3 days, which meant it was accessible this afternoon. And on my trip to the shop, bizarrely, they had a 4-pack of Orange Boom.
There you go.
That's what I've got.
That'll do it.
It's a reasonable lager, Orange Boom, I would say.
I'd drink that.
It's fine. I don't mind it.
Yeah, no.
I'm drinking it.
It's wet.
It's wet. There's booze in it. It's got a blue can. It's fun to say. Orange Boom.
It's like orangutan, but beer.
Yeah, it's near enough.
I'd probably
so yeah, there you go. It's not sell ahead, but it's doing the job, and that's the most important thing.
Gibbons.
It's a hard given. So video games, I've been playing some. Do you want me to talk about them, or would you like to go first?
Go nuts.
All right. Well, my PS Now subscription ended, and I completed Mafia 2 just before that happened.
Nice.
And it was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't like the ending because it was quite anticlimactic and sudden. And yeah, I think there was a bit too much combat in that game for a game where the combat wasn't very good. It's difficult for me to really gauge it properly because of how old the game is and the fact that I was streaming it.
Yeah.
But it seemed a bit ropey, and therefore maybe don't lean on that as your main thing that the game does. But yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. It created a great atmosphere, that game, and really fun to go through it. And possibly a bit of a commentary on my experience with PS Now, that the standout highlight of that service for me for the week's trial was Mafia 2. So anyway, we've been burning through lots of these sort of third-person story games, the sort of semi-open world or open world games. We wanted another one, obviously.
You just can't get enough of this shit right now, can you, buddy?
I'm inside quite a lot lately. I'm not sure why. You want to feel
like you're outside.
I'd like to. I also need something that has a lot of meat to it, perhaps some...
I get you.
Just rather a lot of content, even if that content is shallow or shit. And therefore, I was looking on the store, and the most obvious choice came to me at £3.99 on sale. Sleeping Dogs, buddy. The definitive edition, which I've never played before. Obviously, it's a remaster of a last-gen game.
I think I got that free with my old PC.
Yeah, your previous graphics card and shenanigans and this is really fun.
It is. It's a great game.
It's a really fun, enjoyable game.
You're like an undercover cop or something.
You are. You're trying to break into the triads.
Yeah,
you're doing it a little bit too well by the seams. I'm about halfway through the game at this point and starting to wonder if there's going to be an option where I can just not bother being a policeman, because I seem very, very good at murdering everyone.
Wow. So you've got to kill people to win.
Kill people.
Yeah. You've got to kill people to kill people, yeah.
You have to. So yeah, it's great. It feels much nicer than Mafia. It's newer than Mafia, although not substantially so.
No.
It looks rather nice. It still looks like a last gen game rather than a current gen, especially in stuff like lighting and texturing and stuff like glass breaking and that sort of thing.
I'm sure when I had it on PC, they brought out like a texture pack for it.
That was about the era for that, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we're talking like 7 years ago for that as well. So it would be interesting to see the difference between that and the remaster.
Yeah, I mean, it looks lovely. It runs at 60. It's really nice to play. I think that, to be honest, the shooting's pretty decent. The combat's all right. It's like a watered-down version of the sort of your standard Rocksteady stroke Spider-Man.
Spider-Man,
you know.
It's early
got a bit
days.
of that going on.
I would say
it's decent. It's fine.
I vaguely remember some QTEs in there.
There's a little bit, but not too much. There's some really nice stuff you can do in terms of you can hijack a vehicle when it's on the move. So you can hold down X. It brings up like a little arrow on the back of a vehicle you're chasing, and then when you get close enough to it, if you hit X again, he'll leap from his car to the other car and take over it.
That's a nice touch.
While you're driving along. It's cool. It's got bikes and stuff. I'm still struggling a little bit with handbrake turns and that sort of thing, but the sense of speed's very nice, and it's well acted. The story's fun. It's nice to be in Hong Kong. It's really different, but it's like a Western take on it rather than a sort of, normally you can only really get that taste of Asia in a video game if it's made by a developer from that part of the world. And, this feels far more Western and accessible to me whilst still having that kind of cool city that you wouldn't normally spend time in a game.
Yeah.
So, all in all, obviously for £4, this is an absolute fucking bargain if you haven't played it. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it, man. It's great. It's great fun.
Nice. Is there like a security camera mini game or something? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, there's quite a few mini games. They kind of went buck wild on them.
I love the mini games, buddy. I'm all about.
It's quite cool. You've got other mini games like you triangulate phone signals on your little device, and then it brings up like a map. You've got to choose by signal strength and then select the mast that's servicing the call that you're. There's another one where you've got numbers. It's like a little number puzzle. You've got numbers like 0 to 9.
Because I've been doing a lot of them recently.
So you've got 0 to 9. You've got 4 digits. So if you put in like 0, 1, 2, 3, then it will come up either saying which numbers aren't part of the code or which numbers are part of the code but are in the wrong place.
I love that.
It's a fun little mini game. Yeah, I like it. It's cool. And then you can go back to your apartment and you can tap in. So you can go around the city hacking security cameras in like crime areas.
I remember doing that way
it's
too
really
much.
Fun. And it's I've kind of taken to just turning up in a van and just driving over everyone, just killing all of the gang members like without ever getting out the vehicle. But also just lovely little touches where you can be driving at any speed on a bike or a car, you can hit exit vehicle. And he just dives out on the spot and the car just flies off down the road. I was having so much fun just murdering mob members in front of me by just flying towards them and then jumping out at the last minute. I did it I was driving some dude to the end of a mission where it was a really annoying mission and he was very rude to me, buddy, and I wasn't very happy about it. He'd punched a cop and he was like, I need to escape. So anyway, we get rid of the cops. We're down by the docks, and it's like mission successful or whatever. And he was like, "Thanks, man." Like whatever in the passenger seat. I was like, "Fuck you, buddy." I just drove straight off a pier. I just got out at the last minute into the sea with him. And the game was wise to it, and it said mission failed, even though it already said mission passed, and I had to do it again. Yeah. So
fucked it.
Got my just rewards, but anyway, it's really good. Highly recommend it. Very, very good.
Yeah,
game.
Man, definitely. I think I put about 15 hours or something into it back in the day. But yeah, it was good fun.
It's cool. I like it. So that's my sort of adventure gamey sort of fix for the week. Let's move on to racing and also VR. Those are the other two things that I've been doing this week.
I love VR.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Firstly,
like
racing.
A hot dog.
I've been doing a lot of driving about, time trialing, just having a nice time driving around on my own and stuff of an evening, like after work. And because I can't drive my real car. And I can't go outside, so I'm just doing sim racing instead. And I started actually paying attention to stuff that I was doing. Like, I've been watching a lot of geeky, dorky videos because I've been thinking about investing in some more expensive pedals for my wheel. Some much better pedals because the pedals that came with my wheel, T150, are renowned for being shite. So
that will happen.
I've kind of been looking at that, and it kind of got me into these like videos of how to set up a sim rig, because I don't have a sim rig. I've got a wheel on a stand in front of my sofa, so I've never really considered stuff like how high it should be and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then I realised how stupid that was, because I've got a wheel stand. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fucking
you can adjust
douchebag.
it.
So, I started looking at these instructional videos, and I discovered that not only did my seating position and wheel height and pedal position be completely wrong, but also my point of view is completely wrong. POV in the game itself, my POV. Obviously, if you've got like a sim rig, I bet you fucking have. In a normal sim rig, you're like basically against the screen because it's supposed to be like the windscreen of a car. You're like looking into the world, and everything's like 1-for-1 size as to what it would be if you were sitting in a real car. Obviously, I am not against my television, nor am I going to move the sofa forward every time I race, because this is a very heavy couch.
Fuck that.
And so you can get a calculator online for each different racing game, and you put in the size of your television and you put in the distance your eyes are from it, and it calculates the adjustment you should make in game in the camera settings.
Very clever.
To give you the correct POV. And at first, it was horrible, absolutely horrendous, and I couldn't really do anything or drive anything, and I kept crashing all the time. But that's because I've adjusted and compensated for the POV like dissonance that I've been experiencing for several years. And now I'm starting to snap out of it, and it feels much more like real driving. And I'm getting quicker and quicker in my favourite games. So and even when I'm not getting quicker, it feels more satisfying, more real. It's been really fun. So I've been getting a lot of joy out of Assetto Corsa, because whilst that game is devoid of all fucking content, the actual driving in it is really good. So you can take a Lotus Elise round the 6 or 7 tracks on that game and have a really good time. I've been playing some P cars as well, which you joined me for a little bit of this the other night, didn't you?
Indeed, buddy. And obviously, after you talking about your whole point of view, I was like, well, I want to have a slice of this. So obviously, got mine all set up. We used the special calculator. And yeah, exactly as you said, I was like, what is this? I can't see anything. I can't. Where's the side of my car gone? I can't see anything. It feels so
zoomed, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But in another sense, it feels like I'm on the track now. Whereas before, you're in this like kind of third person kind of fisheye lens, if that makes sense.
I think third person and first person is the best way of describing it, really, because
I think so.
Like, especially with the F1 game, I've kind of compensated now, but I've gone into like cockpit view and adjusted my FOV so it's correct. And like the amount that I was like, I went back to my old camera earlier just to test out what had changed in my driving style, and I was missing every apex by like 2 meters. So that's how much we were compensating to hit the bends properly. Mm-hmm. We were basically turning in like maybe half a second earlier than you're supposed to. That affects like the weight of the car, the distribution, like how fast you can get out of the bends, like all sorts. And now I'm 1-to-1 with the road and the car and everything. I'm turning in exactly when it's turning in, and I'm hitting every apex. It feels easier. It feels a little bit slower because you've got that zoom, so the sense of speed's down a little bit, which sounds like a bad thing, but it isn't. It's it just helps you play the game better. Really. Yeah, exactly.
And the camber as well. Jesus.
the hills and everything, like
everything
all of that sort of thing,
massive.
Because you're lower and closer to it. Like it's a real game changer, man. Like I feel so stupid. I feel very similar to before we switched to like assists off and manual gears.
Totally.
This feels as big as that to me, maybe bigger in terms of like the enjoyment I'm suddenly getting. I'm just suddenly getting my wheel out like every day because of this. It's only a matter of time before I pick those pedals up, to be honest.
Yeah, it will happen.
Gibbon.
But yeah, I really enjoyed Project Cars 2. It reminded me of how good the driving is in that game. We played some Gran Turismo afterwards, and I was just like, it just felt really arcadey compared to the, I don't know, extreme,
P-Cars has got some
finesse,
like meatiness
maybe
about it.
Yeah.
It just feels like everything just feels like more powerful and raw, and Gran Turismo just feels, I think I said it when we were playing it, like a bit sort of neutered, a little bit kind of woolly and soft, and that's probably fine. It's more of a controller game, I would say.
I'd say so, yeah.
It's fun though, like on the wheel, but it also doesn't have proper FOV settings, Gran Turismo Sport.
No, it doesn't, which is weird because it's the real racing sim, or the whatever racing sim it's called itself.
Yeah, it claims to be like the real driving simulator.
And, to not have the settings to be able to set it up how you want, then surely that's a lie.
Yeah, because you could say that they've done that to standardize it and make it fairer, because the idea of that game is that it's supposed to be a sport, so it's supposed to be fair, but it's not fair, because all you're doing, if you're not giving people like me the option to set up properly, is making life more difficult for me versus someone who's got a $7,000 setup, sitting in front of a 50-inch telly. It makes it harder for me to compete with them if you don't give me the settings to kind of make those changes. So, not that I really want to compete with them, I just want to have fun, but
that's the main thing, buddy. Yeah.
So, I don't know if you want to maybe dip into what you've been playing before I move on to VR, because we both played a bit of VR, didn't we? And I've only dipped into something else.
Been playing some Spider-Man with the kids. They're fucking loving it. My son seems to want to collect everything, so I'm like, have at it, buddy. You go around and collect all the bits and bobs, unlocking all the new skins and whatnot, which is fun. But yeah, it's cool. I hadn't played that game for a week or two, and then going back to it immediately, I was like, what are the controls? And normally when a game does that to me, I'm like, no, I'm not playing this anymore, because my brain just can't remember how to fight bad guys in it. But for some reason it came back really naturally. Actually, it felt like, oh yeah, this is the button. Oh, that's the dodge button. That's the attack. Oh, this is how I do this. It was really quickly just came back to me. I guess because of like on-screen prompts as well, kind of helps with that. So
yeah, definitely,
it does seem like a game that you can put down and just come back to whenever you want, which is pretty good. Because there's countless games where haven't played them for a long time. Thought, oh yeah, I'll play that. Go back to it and be like, nope, that ain't happening.
It can be tricky, can't it? That game, as you say, it needed to be on point, the control system, because you are flying through the fucking air most of the time.
Yeah,
so
it's very cool.
And the combat's pretty impressive, really, the way that they managed to do the combat, where you can essentially be in the air for like a whole minute. You can just be like off the ground all the time, but you still kind of feel in control of the combat and where you're going and that sort of thing. I still sometimes clatter into a building or fall off something by
every
mistake.
Now and again. I had to do like a chase mission. I had to do it like 3 times just because I was rubbish, really, at the end of the day. It's a very cool game. The other game that I've played about 20 hours of this week is Civilization 6, buddy. And if you ever need a game to just, waste time, this is it, really.
It's the one.
It will sap time in an instant. It's a brilliant game, obviously. I played loads of Civ 5, and so did you. I think a few of our mates as well did as well. So yeah, I picked this up, I don't know, a year or so ago. I think it was in the Humble Bundle. And barely touched it, and I thought, well, now's probably the time to just get stuck into it. So I did a couple of the scenarios. I raped and pillaged as the Vikings, which was good fun.
Lovely.
I did some Australian gold hunting thing. I didn't do very well at that because, it wasn't rape and pillaging. It was trying to get gold. And I played it a couple of times, actually. And the second time I did it, I really thought that, I've absolutely nobbled this. But no, I don't know how to win that scenario. I'll have to Google it, I think. And then after that, I was like, I'm going to do the tutorial. Just see, because there's like all the trade routes and stuff are different in this one from what I remember of the previous one. Not that I remember a lot. I just, I know the gist of the game. Build stuff, advance things, make things bigger, and you're good. So I went through the tutorial as I think it was Cleopatra. And yeah, there was a couple of things that I learned or that I'd forgotten about the game and how to do things. I set up all my trade routes. That's how you get roads in this one. I'm pretty sure in the previous ones, like, you had workers to build roads.
Yeah, you did, definitely.
So in this one, you use your traders. They go off on there. Well, I had little camels, which was nice. And they build roads while they're going there. So, and you can you can trade with all other countries. Yeah, countries, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, all the other nations and that.
Yeah,
I suppose that makes sense.
Nations,
like, you're basically, you're effectively creating a trade route, so that might as well be a road.
So my tactic was be really nice, make these trade routes with them, so I've got roads going all over the map, and then just, fuck them up. That seemed to work pretty well. It seemed to work very well. If you are looking for a game to spend a few hours on, and you like a bit of Civilization, I mean, I don't know who doesn't, because I fucking do.
Damn right.
This is a very, very good game. It's really well put together. There's insane amounts of mods on the Steam Workshop for it, if you get it on Steam, that is, which make everything better. I had a look at them earlier. There's all different resources. I think there was like a brewery resource thing. I was like, yep, I'll add that. So I'm looking forward to dipping my toe into that, buddy. So yeah, Civ 6. There's been some DLC out for it recently, or in the past couple of months. I haven't looked at that yet because obviously it costs money, and I barely touched the base game. So yeah, it's a great game. Civilization. They've always been good fun.
Absolutely, you're pretty much guaranteed a well-made game there. That's intricate, but I think it's quite an approachable game for something so complicated. It does quite a good job, doesn't it, of kind of explaining itself to you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I mean, the tutorial's like not massive in a way, and it's not too much to take in. Like, you've got your three different things, like your science, money, and culture, or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, those things. Make them good, and you're fine. And then obviously there's faith as well. You got to make. I didn't make racism this time, buddy. That was a good time. And I did the faith of racism.
Quite the religion racism.
Yeah, I spread racism across the land that time. Yeah. Never again.
No,
never again.
No.
That's a one-time thing. But yeah, it's cool. It's totally worth having a pop out. Or if you've got Civ 5, just play some of that, mate. It's a really good game as well.
It's a hard gibbon. I do like that. Beautiful. Yeah. Well, probably the last thing to talk about this week, in a little bit of a departure from normal form, is some VR, because I've played a fair bit of VR, and we've also been playing together as a trio with the Funk as well for the first time. So
I must say, this week has probably been the most that I've played like games with you for I don't know how long.
It's true.
I just want to say I've really enjoyed it, buddy.
It's been great, yeah. We had Monday night Wheeltown. We had Tuesday night VR. Tonight is pod night,
and
game night's
Friday,
just around the corner. So
it's like olden times.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great. Making the most of the lock-in. That's how it goes. We've been meaning to play VR as a trio for ages, to play some Star Trek Bridge Crew. Before we did that, I was playing a little bit of Blood and Truth. Just a quick reminder of what a wonderfully fun experience that is.
Really good.
It's really good. It's sort of like a rails shooter, really, but there's a lot more going on than that. In terms of your options for movement, it's kind of got its own cover system. It feels quite sort of comedy authentic in a sort of Lock, Stock-esque kind of way. The gunplay's
the only
excellent.
things that I'm not too sure on in that game is the ladders and the swinging stuff
where
comedy,
you have to use
your hand. Yeah, it's comedy, but also that's the bit that is really jarring. I can get on board with the movement from point to point, but it's when you're actually physically moving that stuff. It's not as smooth, obviously, as when you click and point and say, like, I want to go over there. It's like a smooth transition from A to B. But when you're like jerking about with your hands, it's a bit like, or it can be
borderline chunder.
It's close.
I think VR gaming is like a bit of a muscle that you have to cultivate as well, to a degree, because I haven't played any for quite some time, probably sort of 6 months or so. Yeah. And to go back to any VR game at this point, I was immediately started feeling it, where you just sort of you have to kind of grow accustomed to movement and that sort of thing.
The odd jerk here and there.
Exactly. Yeah, and some jankiness. But yeah, anyway. That's really fun, but the main event, the reason we wanted to play as a three, was Star Trek Bridge Crew, which we've all had for ages, but just never got around to getting together to play it, and we finally did. And what did you make of it? Because obviously this is the first time you'd ever played it, whereas I've tucked in with the funk before and stuff. What did you think overall?
So. I loaded it up and had like a quick 2-minute tutorial on how to be a helm. Which I'm glad I did before we went in and started as a trio, because otherwise I would have been like, oh, what is this? It's not too difficult. I worked out what all the buttons do, how to move the ship around. The controls for the ship are... I think I'd prefer it just as a controller, but obviously you're in VR, you want to be moving your hands around, making silly gestures, so you have to use like the fucking touch screen in front of you. You've got like a tablet kind of style thumb knob. You know, when you play a game and you press it with your thumb, you've got a stick that appears on the screen. So
it's like playing a racing game on your phone where you've got the sort of pretend analog sticks.
But in virtual reality, so you're moving your virtual hand onto the virtual screen and you've got to wibble this fucking knob around. Yeah. So that's like your up, down and spinny. Then you've got on your left-hand side, you've got your speed. You can whack that up or turn it off. And then you've got a fucking... I don't know, throttle thing to pop into, warp, and what's the other one? Like immersion? Impulse, there you go, that's the thing. And then slap bam in the middle, you've got like your radar kind of thing. You can see what's around you. It's really nice, actually. You can like click on things on the radar, then it highlights it in the actual world. So yeah, to be honest, like I really enjoyed being the helmsman, and for like 5 minutes of that night, I ended up being, what was it? I don't know.
The engineer.
And, yeah, that was boring as fuck.
Yeah. I think if you're playing as a 3 and you've got that spare, like, if the AI is going to control anyone, then it might as well be the engineer, because from the captain's chair, you've got 6 commands, and that is basically the engineer's entire job. So you can just look over there and be like, repair everything, which obviously we had to do quite a lot because mistakes were made. Or, like more power to engines, more power to shields and that sort of thing. I'm sure it's fun enough for that person doing that role as a group, the whole grand scheme of things. But yeah, it's not quite like flying the thing, shooting at shit, or sitting in the captain's chair. It's probably the weakest of the four, I would say.
It was an interesting game because obviously, straight off the bat, we're being absolute idiots, like waving about, playing trombones and God knows what up, doing like air drumming and obviously trying to touch our fingers together, but you can't. You can't touch your own hands. You can't touch your own hands.
You just want to touch your own hand.
Yeah, you just want to touch your own hands, but you can't. But then suddenly, it's like when we start doing the missions, we all got like super serious. It was weird. Like, I didn't realise, but halfway through a mission, like I hadn't spoken for like 5 minutes, and I'm like just concentrating so much on moving the fucking ship around.
That's a testament to the game, though. That one of the missions is kind of a stealth mission where you've got to try and avoid getting in the radar of other ships and that. And it is tense, isn't it? Because you feel like you're more invested in it than a normal video game. So it's very clever. Essentially, what you're doing, as you say, is working an iPad. You're sitting all together in a virtual realm working iPads. But it just, like that doesn't sound like the ingredients for a good video game experience, but actually it's fantastic.
I think being the helmsman was really fun, actually, to be honest. When we got into like dogfights with Klingon invaders, or what they called, war beasts, or I don't know what they are.
Birds of prey and war birds and
those birds.
All that.
Big tits. Yeah. And
chaff inches.
Yeah. getting to grips with maneuvering it. So like I was popping around trying to like move left and right and up and down to try and keep with them, and they'd fly off and then do like an incredible handbrake turn or whatever and come back at us. So I'm there like trying to do a handbrake turn, like going full pelt and then slamming on like the reverse and like shifting it to the right to try and turn it quicker and stuff. Yeah, no, it was really good. It was super silly, but a hell of a lot of fun. I felt like I did an all right job. It was okay.
Yeah, well, I think our roles were probably slightly easier. I was just like saying, do this, do that, and you were just flying about. But like Funk had to fire the weapons and scan shit and teleport people and disrupt systems. And like, luckily he'd had a go during the day, so he was the only one of the three of us that knew what he was doing, really. And it works out pretty well.
Rather handy. Yeah, no, it was a really good game, and it's a lot of fun to play with your buddies, be it messing about or actually taking it seriously. So yeah, I'd like to see what other like co-op VR games we've got that we could have a mess about in as well. To be honest, it'd be cool.
Absolutely. There's that Firewall 0 Hour, is it?
Yeah, there's that, isn't there?
There's a few shooters. There's a few racers. I think Drive Club is multiplayer. I don't know if the VR servers are still on. I know the actual main game servers aren't. Something worth investigating. But one of the other things that's really good about Bridge Crew is it's one of the few VR games where you don't really suffer too much from motion sickness and that sort of thing.
No, not at all.
It's not speedy movement, and you're kind of in a room moving around rather than actually moving yourself. Whereas, a lot of games, certainly, what I'm basically saying is Bridge Crew's safe for boozing as well as playing, whereas a lot of the other VR games, like, you can't.
Yeah, it's not a good idea to drink.
You don't want to play Wipeout when you're on the source. It's a bad plan. But yeah, Bridge Crew, fucking sweet. Won't be the last time we dig into that, I'm sure. It's good fun.
Nah, definitely not, buddy. I'm well up for well, at least we got to finish off all the missions and stuff like that.
It's got continuing missions as well. So it's got like sort of procedurally generated ones where it just takes ships, puts them places, and you sort of sporadically attacked. And so there's plenty of replay value there, even after you've done the main campaign. It's cool.
Nice,
It's good.
It was good.
So there's some video games, buddies, and we haven't got a great deal else. I've just got a section that I seem to have labelled shit that's happening, which is a selection of pieces of news that are vaguely interesting and stuff from the community Discord, which you can find by either going to our Twitch stream, the link's there, or going to our website, which is the jfgpodcast.co.uk, where you'll find all the details. Plenty of free games still to pick up in the old community
Get
chat.
those free games on. Yeah.
And a bit of discussion here and there as well. So yeah, firstly, a couple of cool bits of fundraising. Firstly, Games Done Quick has been at it again. They've been raising money for the Coronavirus Relief Fund. They ran from, I think, the 17th to the 20th. They had 6,000 donations and raised $400,000 for the Coronavirus Relief Fund. So that's pretty great.
Damn good.
Charity is called Direct Relief. And obviously that's fantastic. And there's plenty of this going on. There's a lot of sim racing for charity stuff as well that's been going on. And this week, one of the more prominent ones is a FIFA tournament that's currently underway. And that's kind of fun. They're raising money for the NHS. And Cosmic Dad, this caught his eye. He's a member of the old Discord channel there. And he said this week. So I know we have the odd footy and or video game footy fan here. So have you caught the Premier League FIFA 20 tournament that started today? My money is on Maupay from Brighton. He's an Ultimate Team veteran and absolutely destroyed Villa. So
I watched that one.
Yeah.
After that comment, and he beasted it. It was 6-1, I believe, at the end.
It's quite fun, the fact that you've got like a member of the squad like representing their team. I watched a bit of
I think that's probably the way it should be.
Representing Spurs against Christian Atsu representing Newcastle earlier, and that was quite entertaining. Andre Gomez thumped someone 8-0 earlier, representing Everton. But yeah, this is quite cool, and there's some bigger names in there. Raheem Sterling's taking part. He snuck through past Wilfried Zaha yesterday, and also Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's the representative for Liverpool, and they're raising mega bucks here. The semi-finals of this tournament and the final is going to be live on Sky Sports at the weekend. So
that's crazy.
That's quite cool that Sky Sports
all the way.
Yeah, well, they had the F1 virtual races. I watched that on Sunday. That was quite good fun. Around China.
I saw the repeat of it later on.
Yeah, it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, but also
there's nothing else, is there?
Goddamn annoying with their rule breaking.
Oh God, yeah. So obviously they're not like sim racers, really. They're like Formula One drivers. I don't know if they were like chucking their toys out the pram or something because they kept getting penalties, but they obviously switched most of that shit off because round some of the turns on that China track, they were like 5-6 meters off the tarmac. Yeah, and it's really annoying from my perspective because I like to pop onto the F1 game and do a little bit of time trialing on the track that they're going to be racing on, just to see like how close I can get to some of the good times and stuff. But those times are meaningless when everyone's just like corner cutting and flying off wide.
Yeah.
So,
can I just say, Ian Poulter is a fucking legend.
He is a legend, isn't he? The most.
They kept going to him, and it was just like, this is just fucking awesome. Like, it's so good. Like, this is way more stressful than any of the golfing that I've ever done. He's a great character anyway. Poulter.
He's getting quicker as well. He is.
I know. He's doing well.
He was like 3.5-4 seconds off the pace in the first week. This weekend just gone, he was only a second and a half back. He was. I was. I mean, I don't know how much he was corner cutting, but he probably was doing the same as everyone else, or maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was playing by the rules because he's a legend. That is Ian Poulter. But
Gibbons.
Either way, there's lots of stuff happening. This will be live before the weekend, won't it? So the the semis and the final will be on over the weekend on Sky Sports, and it's all being streamed on the Beeb website as well, as YouTube and a few other places. Yeah. So it's not quite the same as sim racing, just because of how far removed FIFA is from real football versus like a wheel and pedal set. Either way, it's cool. I like it. It's fun, and it kind of makes me want to buy FIFA as well, because getting pretty sick of PES, and it's bullshit.
Well, there is that.
There is that. But anyway, finally, this week, I wanted to bring to everyone's attention this bizarre story that's come out. And it is the story that Sony has patented some sort of robotic pet companion for gamers, which can gauge your emotions or something and talk to you, and there's no, they've patented like either a virtual or a real version, and by real version they mean literally like a little robot or plushie type thing that sits on your couch with you. I don't know what on earth the deal is there, but I particularly enjoyed the Eurogamer article, especially towards the end, where he said, if nothing else, it's worth checking out the artist's rendition of one potential form for the robot, which looks like someone tried to design a Pokemon with a hangover. It's bizarre. Like, had you seen this at all, buddy?
I did read. Well, I saw the headline and I was like, no, fuck off. But
it's a joint viewing experience in which people see the same thing as effective instead of a face-to-face relationship. It's expected that the user's affinity with the robot is increased and motivation for playing the game is enhanced by the robot viewing the gameplay next to the user and being pleased or sad together with the user.
If the user is living an irregular life, the robot may propose improvements of the life rhythm. For example, saying, "Let's go to bed soon." So does it go to bed with you?
Let's not pretend that that's what the robot would do. The robot would be like, maybe we should have a look on the PlayStation Store. There seems to be a new sale on.
Of course it is.
Technology could be used to watch a movie or TV show and expect the user may enjoy content more by viewing the content with the robot as compared to the case of viewing it alone. What?
Yeah.
What?
This is fucking weird, man. It's going to be like, it's going to ask for your credit card details. And then the next day it'll be like, I've bought you 5 new games for your PlayStation. Are you happy now?
It's being described as a feeling deduction robot designed to serve as a companion for gamers. As I said, it's kind of a patent for a virtual or physical representation of this. So, the patent pictures show a little character weird. Sitting beside someone.
I know, it's the best picture I think I've ever seen. I'm going to copy and paste that into the Discord.
In the Discord,
now.
I mean, because in my head when I started reading this, I had the fucking MS Word paperclip in my head. It looks like you're writing a letter. Totally. That's kind of where my mind went. And then I just saw this like, hungover Pokemon and was like, what? This as well, look. Sony envisages the robot being able to participate in the game as a virtual player and virtually operate the opponent team, which may result in the robot appearing to be sad if it loses a match. What? I don't know.
I don't know either, buddy. It's very confusing. Does it vibrate? Has it got some sort of pocket that I can put my dong in?
Yeah, I mean, can I fuck it is the first question everyone thought of. And if I do fuck it, will it keep that quiet or will it bring it up? Like, will it be awkward?
Encourage more? Oh dear. No. Yep. Can I give it different voices?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Eurogamer article mentioning the the weird kind of discord of emotions if this thing like celebrates each time you stab someone in like The Last of Us 2 or something. It's like, yeah,
you did it.
Well done.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah,
I don't know what to say about that.
that's the future.
It's the future. And this is a patent from 2018, which has kind of just surfaced on websites recently, and obviously people are a bit short on news. And I'm sure these companies they patent stuff all the time on a whim, just in case.
Of course they do. Yeah.
But either way, it's very funny. And
I've got an idea. Fuck buddy, virtual fuck buddy,
fuck buddy.
Yeah,
it's my favourite story since the Mad Box. Let's put it that way.
It's a fucking good one.
We know how that turned out, so that was pretty sad times.
Well, do we? I mean, we don't right now.
Well, they got bought by Codemasters and are no longer working on the
they're
Mad
probably
Box.
Not making it anymore.
I wouldn't have thought so.
I wanted to see the Mad Box.
I was very excited for the Mad Box, but here we are. What can you do?
Well,
yeah. Well, that's it. That's our show. I don't have anything else. There's not very much interesting news to talk about anyway. But
true.
Either way, plenty of games to be played. And I'm going to go and do some more of that now. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll be back next week because I don't know about you, Ash, but I'm not planning on being anywhere next Wednesday. How about yourself?
I mean, I've got something penciled in, and that's being here doing a podcast, buddy. I don't know about
Well,
you.
that is serendipitous, buddy. Let's do that. Thanks so much, buddies. As always, pop us messages in the Discord, and we can have a chat, and it'll be very nice. Other than that, we'll catch you next time. Until then, I've been Alex. He's been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
Forgot what I was going to say. Just,
It's hard. It's hard
It
goodbye,
is.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why there's so many songs about it.
It's true.
You've been listening to the JfG Podcast with Ash and me, Alex. You can find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, where you'll also find our Discord and Street Beat if you want to get involved with the show. Our Facebook is /the JfG Podcast, and our Twitter handle is @the JfG Podcast. We're on all those video streaming sites too, buddies, from TubeTube to twitch.tv /the JfG Podcast to mixer.com, aka beam.fucking-pro. We've got a PS4 community you can join, just search the JfG Podcast on there, and we're also on Google Plus if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll catch you next time.